I'm Dale tonight, and we have a mixed bag today. I'm going to show you some animals we haven't seen in a while, like my leopard geckos we haven't seen in a while, my scorpion. There's a couple of tarantulas that molted. They're absolutely gorgeous, and there's a few tarantulas that feed as well on camera. If you listen in the background, you hear my indoor pond, and I'll tell you about that later on in this vid. Yes, I'm in the new reptile room, but I'll tell you about that later. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll start off with some leopard geckos. As you can see here, 3 of my temporal albinos, and there's a couple of normals that have some brilliant orange coloration on them. Their coloration actually changes a lot. Right after they shed, they have this weirdish orange coloration that stays always in like a carrot tail in the legs there, and to the tail, going to the tail in there, and they look awesome right after they shed. The trimpers are trimpers. They're albinos, obviously, and coloration doesn't really change that much with them, but they're awesome. If you look at the one in the middle, the one with the snub tail, she's actually pregnant in this shot, and she's been separated. The eggs were actually no good, but she's actually pregnant again, so she's going to be dropping a couple more. And I'll keep you guys updated on that as we take a look at Naga, my snow corn snake. Like I said, all these animals are back down in their old reptile room, which is now a new reptile room with a new look. If you don't know, that's my cockatiel in the background screaming at me. If you don't know, my old reptile room flooded out, and I had to take all the animals out, get that fixed up, to get the problem fixed so the flooding would stop, which I have done. They're all back down there now temporarily. There's Coraline, my normal ball python, having a meal. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to keep all the animals down there. It's just a trial period. If there's any problems, I'm taking them right back out. It has to be perfect or they don't stay down. So right now, I'm just trialing it to see what I got down there. So far, so good. It does give me an opportunity to give you guys a complete tour of all my animals down in the reptile room. And the next video will be just that. So here's Coraline again. Beautiful lady. Gonna get paired up with my spider ball python, who you'll see in the tour video. And the old reptile room was pretty cool. If you like that one, you're gonna love the new one. So some changes in there that I think you enjoy. This is Trinity, my Poecilotheria Sofusca Highland, the ivory ornamental. This is one of my favorite pokies in my collection. And in general, this is one of the pokies that, along with the Ornata and the P. Metallica, that really got me interested in pokies. This is one of the more mellow pokies I have in my collection, and also one of the smallest. This is the only one I can definitely say is a female. She's around 3 inches right now. Brilliant coloration on that carapace. So it's going to get some light in here so you guys can see it. She's actually in a little Rubbermaid container, as all my pokies are, and you'll see that again in the upcoming tour video. The Sofusca Highland I like slightly better than the Barra. The Highland has a little bit more going on. The contrast is a little bit more pronounced in there, so you get a little bit more of the lighter tones in there than the Barra. But the Barra obviously is gorgeous. I just like this one because that carapace and the legs is just amazing looking. One of my favorite pokies. In my collection, this one is one of my favorite ones, period, because of the temperament. This one's not shy at all. It'll eat on camera. Doesn't mind if you film it, put a light on it, open up the lid, do maintenance. She never freaks out, and she's always been that way. And she has a great personality. And like I said, I don't ever confirm pokies 100%. This could easily grow into be a male, so I always reserve judgment with the pokies. I never ever try to sex them or just say 100%. I just let them be what they are. It doesn't matter to me. The pokies are my favorite genus, followed slightly by the brackies, but this is a great pokey. If you're want something a little more expensive than your lower maintenance pokies, like your regalis, this is a great pokey. Here's my Forbitibus concertes, my Haitian brown bird eater. This is Raven, aka my arachnid demon. This is by far the most vicious, meanest tarantula in my collection. She is insane, but that's why I love her. She's also one of my top 10 favorite tarantulas in my collection because she has that crazy temperament. Obviously a heavy eater. She is extremely gorgeous. specimen of a Haitian brown bird eater, but she is by far the craziest arachnid demon in my collection, followed by my featherlet baboon, my S. calceatum. Here's a tea we haven't seen in a while. This is Fantasy, my Cyclosternum fasciatum, Costa Rican tiger rump. One of two. Both of my tiger rumps are suspect males. I wanted to show you guys this one because he was out eating, and this is another tea in my collection. Like a lot of teas you're going to see in this vid, that doesn't mind the light, doesn't mind being filmed. This one makes it on my tarantula cloud feeding videos quite a bit. Unlike my more reclusive Cyclosternum fasciatum mystery, who is insanely reclusive, that I rarely actually see. This one I see all the time. Around 2 inches long, maybe a little bit over, and a great eater, excavator, always doing something in there, always keeping busy. If you don't own a Cyclosternum fasciatum, they're awesome teas. They're not really that expensive if you get them from the right dealer. You can find them anywhere. They're really awesome teas to own. You should get yourself one of these. If you don't own them, you'll love them. And here's a visitor we haven't seen in a long time, and this is my Emperor Scorpion Oracle. This was the beautiful little scorpion that got sick there for a while and was put in the ICU. The ICU was just a container that I made, that I put together, that had a dark lid, and she hates the light, and she had dropped a lot of weight, didn't eat for almost a year. And finally she's eating again. She's in desperate need of a molt, and she actually has been doing great. She's still in the ICU that I put her in. She used to be in a 10-gallon tank with our boyfriend Matrix. He passed away right when I moved into the new house that I'm in now, and she got sick a little after that, but I thought she was dead many a times, but she is doing absolutely great in here. She's a little thinner than I would like. She's not a big heavy eater. She does like her super worms, or I call them Subway sandwiches for her. And she just sits in there, eats her sub sandwiches, and goes back in her cave, and comes out, eats another sandwich, and goes back in her cave. That's all she does. Loves her humidity and loves the darkness, and she's been doing absolutely great. I know some people have been wondering where she's been, and there she is. She's doing great. Here is my Pamphibedius fortis, the giant Colombian brown. Out of all the Pamphibedius, this is my favorite. This one I got at a exotic pet store for around 50 bucks as a around a 5-inch confirmed female. That was her before she molted, and this is her after. Right now she's around 6 inches long. Beautiful dark chocolate legs and a dark carapace with a goldish pinkish streaking through the carapace. Really awesome tarantula. This one's hairs are devastating. I'm getting a little used to it now, but definitely don't want to get these hairs inside of your skin. The hairs on her back legs are around 1 inch long, some of them, and they really tear your skin up if you get them in there. But this is an awesome tea if you like something different that gets huge. I love this tea because it's a poor man's version of a Sturmy. So I mean, they actually resemble each other a lot, but obviously this one's a lot smaller. But it's, like I said, it's a poor man's version of a Sturmy. It's actually one of the teas that was on my wish list for a long time, and I really wanted to buy this tea at that exotic pet store, and I slept on it, and finally I couldn't take it anymore. I just bought them, or bought her I should say, and I'm really happy I did. This is a really unique, different tea in my collection, and not shy at all, always eats, and is very easy, pleasant tea to own. For its size and the way it looks, she is actually very sweet, and if it wasn't for those hairs I could handle her, but I can't handle the hairs. And this is my Paraphysa scrophra Olympus, the Chilean copper. If you're a beginner, don't get confused and think that the Chilean pink burst is a different tarantula than the scrophra. It's actually the same one. That common name I see a lot, the Chilean pink burst tarantula. The Chilean copper is a more common name, so if you see one of these in the stores, a pink burst, if the dealer is just putting on the common name, is a scrophra. This is right after a molt, and she is still small but big eater. Beautiful Paraphysa scrophra pink all over this tarantula. Beautiful abdomen contrast contrasting colors, I should say. And also, this tea has fooled me many times with the sex. I have never been able to sex this tarantula through a molt. It's always been unable to be able to sex it from the molt, so I have to go off of what she looks like. She went through a period where she was molting about every month and a half, literally every 3 weeks for about 8 months. She kept doing that. It was strange. Hardly grown in size, but she was molting like crazy, and then she slowed down. She's not molting hardly at all anymore. So I still don't know if this is a actual male or female. We'll see. And this is Pandora, also a Paraphysa slash Euatha species. This is an unknown species. If you're a beginner and this species looks like something you've seen before, a lot of people think this is a Truculentus or some Euatha species. It's actually not a Truculentus. If you look at some pictures of a Truculentus, it doesn't look anything like this tarantula. This is definitely 100% a hybrid between a Paraphysa and a Euatha. The species of hybrid that it is, the Paraphysa species and Euatha species are unknown, which is why it's an unknown species. We don't even know what species actually bred this one to be. It's a wild caught animal. You won't see this in a pet store. You won't see this online anywhere. It's probably the most valuable tarantula in my collection because of the rarity of it. I will not breed this tarantula, obviously. This is why she has the name Pandora, because when you breed unknown species, you open up Pandora's box. So absolutely gorgeous tea, and just absolutely an amazing sweet tea. Here's Luna, my avicularia mature male pink toe. This tarantula is eating more now as a mature male than he ever did before he matured. He is so greedy, as you see here. Yeah, he's an amazing little avic. He's not very big. He's only around maybe 4 inches. And he has about another year left before he passes away. I'll be shocked if he lasts another year. And he has been doing great. I give him, he's greedy, and I don't deprive him of his meals. He deserves them. I'm gonna really gonna miss this tea when he's gone. He's such a sweet avic. And here's another sweet tea, and this is Genesis, my Salmonpois Camergida, my beautiful Trinidad chevron. This will be the last time you see her in this enclosure. She's getting an upgrade finally. I really wanted to make sure her next enclosure was something that fit her personality. She is not an active tarantula. She is literally a pet rock, just like my Armenia. My Armenia is starting to grow to be walking around a little bit and starting to be more active. But this tarantula I got is 3 inches long, and she has never ever shown any signs of being really active. She sits next to her water dish, loves the high humidity, loves her junky, ugly enclosure. This is the ugliest enclosure in my collection by far, but she loves it. But she finally needs an upgrade here, so she's gonna get one. Now I kind of want to do something nice for her, so I've been waiting to see if she's gonna change moods, and she actually never has. She's been pretty much a pet rock Salmonpois, but an awesome Salmonpois. She's a beautiful chevron. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, next time we'll do a complete tour of the new look exotic pet room, and we'll take a look at all the animals as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care and be safe out there.